Welcome back to the One Pump Chumps podcast. We got a special guest here today.
My name's Carter.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
My name is Carter.
Gotta speak up.
Carter.
Cater?
Hi, Carter.
Carter, okay. Before we get started, before we get into the meat of our podcast, which is going to be
The Joker movie.
the Joker movie. Carson's over there so quiet, not knowing what to do. He's making this session really awkward. It's not just that, just the fact that we have one mic to share between three guys.
Yeah, I've never done this before, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Kind of like sex, eh?
We're just gonna talk.
Yeah, we just talk, man, about awesome shit.
Okay.
But yeah, before we get started, one of my favorite podcasts, I'm going to give a shout out, came back yesterday.
Which is?
Scaredy Cast.
Scaredy is like a haunted podcast.
I hope not, because like the host hates like going to like ghost hunts and shit like that. But he does talk about like horror movies, ghost news, shit like that. But they've been MIA since May, so I'm so fucking glad they're back.
Is it like the same idea as this then?
No, well, they're more paranormal and stuff, but they do get nerdy on there. But yeah, you two should know Scaredy Cast by now. That's where I got ghost sex from.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
I've told you about ghost sex.
Like you had sex with a ghost?
No, like I ask people if they have sex with ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Especially on Xbox, it's great. But yeah, I guess that's just the opening. Shout out to one of my favorite podcasts coming back.
So the Joker movie came out, what, it was like 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, 2 weeks. It's been going solid for 2 weeks. It's still holding up there. I was reading an article about how it's still like strong second weekend in.
Yeah, but apparently it's being like, it's like really controversial.
It really isn't. Like it's idiots writing articles about it, trying to make it that. But like if you go through and just read like fan comments and stuff like that, I would say it's like 95% positive, 5% negative, 2% of that is just like actual people who just didn't like it. 3% is people writing articles to try and shit on it.
Okay.
Well, see, like they took away the fresh on the Rotten Tomatoes thing. Like they it's down to like 60% now.
Oh, is it?
It is.
For what reason? Like
Yeah.
They don't like how the like political stances are portrayed or something like that. It's something really stupid. But it takes place in like the 80s.
Yeah, like
Or the 90s.
no, it's 80s, definitely 80s.
So like what exactly are they complaining about?
I heard people have been complaining that it's very gruesome, but it's like
Yeah,
it's
it's violent. It's just really. I'm trying to think of a phrase someone used to describe it. Starts with a B. Bitch-tastic.
I don't think that's right.
That's not. It's like brooding, very brooding is how they described it.
Okay.
And it was just like really in your face the whole time with each like just issue, you know.
Yeah. And I can see that, but I don't understand why this is any worse than any other movie.
Like Deadpool. Like Deadpool had a lot more violence than Joker. Joker killed what, like 5 people?
He killed the 3 guys and his mom and then his...
Oh, six, because...
Murray.
And the one dude he worked with that he got the gun from.
Yeah. And then he killed the lady in the hospital at the end of the movie too.
His mom, right?
So he killed the 3 guys in the subway, which I'm gonna say.
So 7.
When he blew that guy's brain out on the train car.
Oh, dude, like that got me. I was so surprised.
Like, holy shit!
Exactly. Like I was not expecting that. I straight up forgot he had the gun, and like just oh my god.
Yeah, that was they really captured the gory parts of it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think what I don't understand is why this is any worse than like any other gory movie, because there's a lot of them out there, and I feel like there's a lot of them that are worse.
Oh yeah, definitely. We could probably do a whole show just going off about movies that are more violent and gruesome and brutal than Joker.
Yeah.
I watched this review. I can't remember who did it, but this dude doing a review on it was talking about like the reason why people are hating on it is because like it really holds a mirror to society to them, showing them like, are you really a good person? Are you just shitting on someone? Are you a cause for something like that in life?
Okay, so I walked out of the theater. Okay, the first night that I went and saw it, the night it came out, that Thursday night that it came out, I went and saw it at the theater, and I walked out and I was concerned because I was like, did the movie even happen? Because the way it ended, he was in the hospital. You know.
Yeah.
But earlier in the movie, you saw him like previously in the hospital. But if he's like insane, why did he get out?
Well, they never explained what he did. Maybe it was something that he could have served time for, got on medication, was able to, be released. And you see as the movie goes on, like he loses his therapy support, his medication, because he asks his social worker, "Where am I supposed to get my medication now?"
And then he just stops taking it because even he tells the guys in his apartment, he's like, "I stopped taking my meds.
And I feel a lot
better."
Yeah,
but like,
because he was clearly like depressed and everything like before the movie started.
Oh yeah. He had a lot of issues, and as you're watching it, like you can, if you pay attention, he tells his social worker that he doesn't feel like the medicine's actually working. He wants more.
He's on like 7 different medications.
Oh yeah,
and apparently like none, because he like brings up that they don't even work.
Oh yeah,
because he still says that he wants more medications. That's
why
he said that he's on 7.
Yeah, and he's like, all I have are negative thoughts, and it's like,
yeah.
So what's the medicine for then?
Exactly. Like if it's not helping you in any way, what's the point in taking it?
And clearly, like, and he was talking about like how the social worker like didn't even care.
Yeah,
and it didn't seem like she did it until the very end when she had to leave. And I had a hard time placing whether she did actually care about him.
I think at one point in time when she started her job, she did. But if you've seen her office, she had a lot of fucking files. Like it was just stacks of files and files and files.
Patience.
Yeah, and it's hard to try to give everyone the help they need when you have like 50 other people you gotta help after them. And it just wears you down over time. So I feel like she was also a victim of the system as well as Joker.
Yeah.
Alright, so this movie, I read somewhere that this movie takes place like the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, it has that feel.
And I feel like that pays tribute probably to more, I know they say it's not connected, but it probably pays tribute more to like Ben Affleck's Batman. Because he's like the older.
Oh
Batman,
yeah.
So he would have been born in like the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
If he's like in his 40s.
Like early 70s, yeah, I would say maybe. To be honest, I really like how they handled Bruce Wayne and all of that in the movie.
And they didn't really make a big deal about his parents dying in the movie either, like because it's not a Batman.
Like they showed it like this, and I like because Joker done all of this stuff, it caused Bruce Wayne to lose his parents.
So I'm glad that they wanted to make a message that they knew that they weren't going to leave that part out.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to put too much emphasis on it too.
Which I think
Batman
I think they did just enough that was perfect. Like when I just spaced it. Arthur is his name, right?
Arthur Fleck.
Yeah. Actually meets Bruce Wayne when he goes to the Wayne Mansion, trying to talk to his dad.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that it kind of made you think like, wait, is Joker and Bruce Wayne really like brothers?
Thomas Wayne was very adamant that he never slept with Penny Fleck, and they have adoption papers.
But
Penny
he has the money to make it look like that, and that's the thing. Like
Penny had been adamant that like he paid for the adoption papers. Like, he made everything seem because he didn't want us for like because if you saw the picture of her in the movie when she was younger, like she was a beautiful young woman.
Oh yeah, and that's definitely a possibility.
So it's hard to believe that she was actually like that crazy. Yes.
Right, but she was also fucking insane. So
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was something that happened later in life that, she just started losing it.
I got tripped out because I thought Joker actually had the balls to like go into that woman. What was her name?
His neighbor.
Yeah, her name's never said in the movie, but she's casted in the credits. Like her name's in the
I
credits.
missed it.
I was a little confused with
It was very Fight Clubby.
with her character. Because did they like go on a date?
No. It was all in his head.
Okay, I thought that's what happened.
Yeah. So like it tripped me up when I realized that. I was like, oh shit, he never really invited her to his stand up. He didn't go out to that diner with her.
Because it caught me off guard, and I'm assuming that it caught a lot of other people off guard when he just walked into her house and started making out with her.
Oh yeah.
And apparently they went on a date, but then I was confused because that didn't happen.
As soon as he showed up in her apartment and she was like, "Your name's Arthur, right?" And then he flashed back and was like,
"Yeah, it showed him.
Never...
It showed him at the door, and she wasn't there. At the newspaper saying she wasn't there.
At the hospital.
Yeah, he was by himself.
I was surprised with this movie that it. I mean, I know there was an origin story, but there was a lot less of like the Joker himself.
Yeah.
And I thought that was.
Which is the point of an origin story, is like you don't really get to see him in full force until closer to the end anyway.
Yeah, and I won't say like the end where it's just like him, like that's a good amount. Like it made up for like the whole beginning of no Joker, you know.
Yeah.
Just like him at the end was just like phenomenal.
Yeah, and not that there's a problem with that. I guess I just assumed that there would be more because at least from the trailers that I saw, I guess that they were just trying to promote that it was actually a Joker movie. I mean, really the only scenes that they put out there were scenes where he was actually like already the Joker.
Oh yeah. I think that's a lot of things that like fans that didn't like it have a problem with. Is like the beginning, it's not really Joker, and they want Joker.
Yeah.
And that first kill, you're like, oh,
yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone to the dark side. He's crossing over.
I also saw like, okay, so he like is in like his 40s.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne's got to be like 10.
Yeah.
I know it's comically accurate that Batman is like a lot younger than Joker, but by the time like present day would roll around, like he'd probably be close to being dead. Honestly.
Well, maybe it wouldn't be present day. Maybe it would roll over into like Michael Keaton's Batman type era, where he would be old enough to be Batman and Joker would still be young enough to be Joker,
See,
in that sense.
My theory...
Because I don't think... Like, I think you think of this too much like it is connected to like DC's movie universe they got going on now, but it really isn't. It's like this own little project by itself.
My theory was like, I don't know if he's going to be like the actual Joker in his own timeline. I feel like maybe what he did inspired the man who's going to become the Joker.
Or maybe...
like based off of him.
Yeah, I was thinking about I can't remember which anime Batman movie it was, but there's one where Joker kidnaps Robin and makes Batman think he killed him and turns him into like a puppet, pretty much.
Jason Todd.
Yes. I'm wondering if something like that will happen further on if they like continued this story. Like Batman would come out, he'd get Robin, Joker would kidnap him.
As far as I know, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is just going to be Joker. He's never going to face Batman, and there's only a slight possibility of a sequel.
To be honest, I would like to see a sequel to follow up on this as him full on Joker. But not with like Batman or anyone, just him
like
being
once he
Joker.
gets out of the hospital.
Yeah,
or
once
like
he escapes.
If he recruits the rest of the Rogue Gallery too, like finds them.
Oh yeah,
that would be a great movie.
Yeah, because it would also be very different because at this point, he's already started like a resolution.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, he's like it's weird to think about him killing those three guys started something he never saw coming, and he just took reins over it and took control.
And like almost like the entire city of Gotham is falling apart. So what I noticed is a lot more people are like they actually seem to be on his side.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it's like the rich people are taking over the poor, and the rich people are like really like beating down on the poor. Like you don't have any money, you don't deserve to.
Yeah, especially with what Bruce Wayne's dad said. I keep forgetting his name. Is it Thomas? Thomas. Okay, saying about like if you're poor for a reason because you like failed at life or whatever.
Like I look at them and I'm like, why did they didn't make something of themselves? That's why they're poor. It's like not everybody has the same opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. Like especially if you really apply that to Joker, you can see he never really had opportunity to go apply himself. Yeah. Like during the whole movie, you see him taking care of his mom. Working every day.
Like when he fantasizes about going on the Murray Show, and he's like, I take care of my mother.
Yeah.
I've been there as long as I can remember.
Yeah, I've been the man of the house. Like you gotta stop thinking, how long has he had to do that? You know.
And you don't. And I think that was a good example because something as simple as that is like staying home and taking care of your mom because you have to. That doesn't really get recognition.
Oh yeah, it really doesn't. Helping your family
aside from that fantasy that he had, and I think that really shows. That's really kind of the only way you would get recognition for something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because like doing that is a strain on you, your life, your funds, stuff like that. Like it's a lot to take care of sick family members.
At the beginning of the movie, they talked about super rats.
Oh God, yes.
And I read an article, and it turns out that super rats is a reference to a very, very little known Batman villain from a '60s comic called The Rat Catcher. So it's actually a reference to a Batman villain that nobody's ever seen on screen.
So I wonder if they do a sequel, if they'll bring him in, because that would be amazing,
bro.
Oh my God! Like no, it's insane. Real quick.
Did he just control the rats or something?
I have no idea what Rat Catcher is.
Real quick, it is crazy how many villains Batman has.
Oh, absolutely, just like Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Spider-Man and Batman are pretty much the same characters, just with a bunch of villains. You know, it's crazy.
I don't know, dude.
But no, I thought you were going to talk about because when they were talking about, I remember this was maybe how long ago was this? Like at least 5 to 10 years ago. I saw this this news segment about rats in New York. Like these people go around with these dogs that hunt rats in New York, and these rats are fucking giant. Like they're bigger than this table that we have. Like they would probably break the table. They're that fucking big. It's kind of scary. It's like, man, let me just go get a gun.
Okay, so I never really read many of the comics. I normally just watch the movies, and even DC stuff I don't normally pay attention to. But the whole thing about him having the condition where he laughs uncontrollably, I did not know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that's a.
It's because it's based on it was said that his mom allowed him to be abused by her boyfriends.
Yeah,
and they beat the shit out of him
and tied him to a radiator.
And it was head trauma. And eventually,
and I do believe sexual abuse as well, which is
to some extent it was sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, to the point where
it literally broke him.
Right, to where he has this condition now where he had to. I assume as a child he probably just thought of everything okay, I just have to laugh it off, and now he's stuck with it to where he cannot control himself because he starts crying when he's laughing so hard. He starts choking on his own breath because he's laughing so hard because he cannot stop himself.
So was that part of his character even in the comics?
I don't.
This is a very different origin story than you've ever seen
different.
in the comics.
I don't think he had that.
It's based more in reality than he fell in a vat of acid.
Oh yeah,
he caught some tear gas wrong or something like that.
Because that seemed very oddly dark to be pulled out of a comic book. And while there's still dark things in there, but I don't know. I didn't think that would be something that would be in the comic. I was just assuming that, I guess.
Which just when you found out his condition, it's kind of heartbreaking because he was just trying to make that little kid laugh, because the kid's probably in a bad situation like he is, he's trying to bring a little joy to that kid's life, and mom was just kind of rude about it. But I kind of get that as well, because dude's a complete stranger.
Anyone else find it funny that his mother didn't even think that he would succeed in anything?
Yeah, his mom. I had that part where he's I'm working on my comedy. People saying coming around. She goes, "Don't you have to be funny?"
Yeah, oh my God. I was get the comedy club.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
I was like, that was just
Don't you have to be funny to be?
Oh my God, that
and
was
then just cut to black, and I was like, wow.
He just killed everyone. It's over.
No, it cut. As soon as she said that, it just cut to the next day, and I was like, what the? Okay, the one scene that confused the shit out of me. He comes home after he kills his mom and he just sits in the fucking fridge.
Yeah, that was.
What was the point of that?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Maybe to show himself off from the outside world. Just kind of what are those like kind of like bed things that have like the water in them, and you just like close it up.
Maybe. What do you mean?
God, I can't think of what it's called.
A torture chamber?
No. It's just this shelf, like all outside interference, and I can't think of what it's called. I'll have to look it up later and tell you. But just kind of just shut everything out and just be by himself himself.
I assumed it was somewhat of like almost like a numbing thing.
Yeah.
Or like.
Well, he thought killing was a joke, so he was already numb to everything.
Well, I don't know. Touchy subject here of like self-harm and stuff, but like how some people like cut to
have some kind of like
feel.
Control in their life as well.
I don't know. I found that really weird too, and I actually almost forgot about it, but I don't really know why that happened.
The one thing that I thought was crazy was when he was putting on his final makeup when he was about to go on the Murray show, and the two dudes showed up at his house, the two other clown guys. I was interested that he put the scissors in his pocket, like he was ready to kill whoever came inside, and then he killed the big guy because that guy was always kind of like
a dick. Like right, he was kind of a dick to him.
And I could tell from his stature and the way he was talking that if he found out that Arthur had said anything to the cops about him, that he was gonna fuck him up anyway.
Oh yeah.
And then but he just killed him.
Oh yeah, I was just.
He stabbed him in the neck. I literally jumped in my seat.
Into the neck, like just.
No, I did see that coming.
I had a feeling it was coming, but I still wasn't ready for it, you know.
And then he let Gary, the midget, go.
Yeah. Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
He jumps at him, like scares him, and he's like, Alpha, can you get the? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like he's not even told him to get out.
That was the like. It's like, oh my god, did you guys really put this shit in here for this? Like, come on.
He like kissed him on the head, and I was like, oh god.
But like, I almost died when he jumped at him and made him scared.
Yeah.
So I'm just kidding. You can go.
That was also, in my opinion, probably the most gory scene.
Oh yeah, because like after
he banging his head into the wall.
Like he stabbed him in the neck, then into the eye, and just bashed his head into the wall.
And then when just that first stab, he stabbed it in his neck, and when he pulled it out,
oh yeah, because he hit that artery, and just like it was just, it was great though. Another like weird, just funny ass scene in the movie was after he was done talking to the cops at the hospital, and he tries to go back inside. He walks into the door. He
runs into the door.
It's like, he's like waving at. He's like, "It's an exit door. Keep going that way." It's like, God.
One scene I thought was funny is like when he's like dancing in his living room. He's like, "Hey, what's your name?"
Oh yeah,
Arthur. You're a really good dancer, Arthur. I know.
No, oh my god. And when he shot the gun, accidentally shot the gun, that was hilarious because
I'm watching an old war movie, Mom.
Exactly. No, it reminds me of those like videos you watch on YouTube of people trying to be gangster with guns, and they actually pop the gun. No, this is what I remember really well. He's like, "Oh my god, my mom's gonna kill me."
No, like I found it. I was trying to count because I know, like, I don't know how big his revolver was, but I'm assuming it was only 6 shots.
It was only 6 shots because he shot 8 times.
No, because so
7 or 8 times.
So he's in the train, shoots the first guy once in the face, then shoots the next guy twice, and then shoots the other guy once, and then he follows him out, shoots him again, and then shoots him
5 rounds.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he shoots him 3 more times when he gets out.
Well, no, that's kind of so like head 1, second guy. There's 3.
No, it was 3 altogether, and then
shoots the dude in like the leg. There's
so that's
4,
and then he gets him out. He shoots him again. He falls down.
That's 5,
and then he shoots him 2 more times.
6, 7. That's too many shots. I mean, they almost had. That's the only little thing that I was in about, but I try not to be like that with stuff in movies.
I just wanted to count it because I was like, wait.
Yeah, it seemed off, but it was still a great scene too.
That was great. I mean, like. And everybody acted like it was like he was like good for it, but like also at the same time it was like someone was like, was this a political statement?
Oh yeah.
Or like, what were you doing? He's like, I just did it because like even if he had explained like they were beating the shit out of me and I defended myself,
people would still condemn him for that.
But even in the same token, like most people were like, was he doing this to like start a movement against the rich? Because like these guys were Wayne employees.
Oh, were they?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were.
Thomas Wayne was on the news about it. He's like, I don't know them personally, but they're family to me. No.
And that's when you say like every Wayne employee is always family, but you don't see him trying to help Arthur's mom, and she worked for them.
And she like,
but she needed help though. Like she needed help, and if your family still fucking help,
It was strange to me that like, because he was clearly already like fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Because like those first 3 people that he killed, even like at the beginning, he still like barely seemed fazed by the fact that he just murdered 3 people.
Because he was running because he didn't want to. I don't know why he was running because he was not worried about it. Because he got home and he was like, and he came home and his mom was going to the hospital.
Oh yeah.
And then at the same point, like he was on the Murray show at the end and he was like, I killed those guys. I thought it was, and he's like, I thought it was hilarious. Like it was a great joke. And the one with his first joke when he goes, knock knock. He's like, what are you? He said, who's there? It's the police, ma'am. Your son's been in a car crash. He's dead. Everybody was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah, there's definitely, I feel like, political statements throughout the movie. But I've only seen it once, so I can't really comment on a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it twice. But apparently, like, it's kind of based in current times, even though it takes place back then. But it's like, the rich man will never stop.
Right.
The poor man,
yeah.
Like nothing is ever going to change with that. Like it's always going to be the rich over the poor, no matter what, no matter where you go, no matter who you are. It's like
if you have money, you will be fine usually.
I know it's like less of a political statement. Like you mentioned before, his joke, quote unquote, that he told on the talk show was essentially like making a statement about like dark humor, I guess.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
Like in his notebook, he would take notes about like what jokes are funny.
Yeah.
So.
And he didn't even use those jokes.
Well, yeah, but he like a lot of humor today, and I don't know in like the 80s or anything, but there's a lot of dark humor.
Yeah, there is, and a lot of people are just like. That's another thing. A lot of people try to censor comedians. If you watch comedians, they'll say, "Oh, I won't go do like a college show because like the jokes I make, they'll get all offended about it."
Because even like there's certain comedians that like they performed 10 years ago.
Oh yeah,
and their stuff is so much different now because they have to censor themselves. But even then, it's like Daniel Tosh. He has jokes that he doesn't do everywhere.
Yeah.
Because depending on where you are, you could start a hate crime. You could start a hate rally.
No. That's a great example of someone who has not changed in the past 20 years doing stand-up, and that's Dave Chappelle. He is phenomenal at, as Jerry Seinfeld said, tap dancing over the lasers of destruction. Like he makes offensive jokes. He'll make like transvestite jokes, gay jokes, white, black, Asian, doesn't matter.
He's like,
and instead of coming out and apologizing, like next time he does stand up, he'll break down why he says it and his thought process.
Right.
But he won't apologize for making a joke. So
he's got like, this is a tough joke to do as a comedian, but here it goes.
Exactly. so Dave Chappelle is like, I don't feel like Dave Chappelle gets like that God tier comedian that he should, that level.
Well, I think,
like people don't put him up there as he should be.
And I think a lot of the reason he gets away with that is because even though he doesn't apologize for it, he still acknowledges that he knows that some people will probably.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing too. He acknowledges that, hey, I get you probably don't like it, but I'm
gonna say it anyway because it's a joke.
Yeah. It's not me.
I think it's funny. So,
yeah. And it's not me personally attacking you. It's just a joke.
And you should. I feel like anybody that pays, because like comedians get a lot of death threats. And
oh yeah, they do.
There's certain things where like they can't afford to perform in front of people that can afford like $10.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, like he's charging money. These people are paying $100 to go see him perform.
Oh yeah.
Like you know that he's gonna say something, and you don't get mad about that because, like. Everything comedians say, like half the time they lie on stage. Like they lie on stage, they tell you jokes because they never are going to mean anything that they say.
Yeah.
But you get that one person takes it literally, and bam, career ruined.
Oh yeah. But it's weird. Like even if someone gets a fan of Dave Chappelle, it won't ruin his career because he's able to dodge that bullet. He's just that good at it.